Again, this is about agriculture teachers, and I am delighted to once again be able to provide you with the opportunity to hear from one of our fantastic agriculture teachers. I had the opportunity to meet Mr. Matt Wood about 3 or 4 years ago. We're not even going back too far because neither one of us wants to age ourselves, but he was one of our Teach Ag ambassadors, and now he's a second-year agriculture teacher in Maryland doing wonderful things, and I would very much like to introduce you to Mr. Matt Wood.
Thank you, Ellen. Thank you to the National Teach Ag Campaign, to NAAE, and of course to our sponsors for today's event. Going back to the past couple weeks, I've started to notice some questions that I get pretty often. What do you do? And why do you do what you do? Now, for most of us in this room and the people watching at home, you guys know that I'm a high school ag teacher. But you may not know the second part of that question, which is why. Teaching ag is a profession that is filled with lots of challenges. It's waking up really, really early in the morning, and it's staying till 8, 9, maybe even 10 o'clock at night just to make sure that you have the best possible experience for your students the next day. It's waking up on a Saturday morning to walk into the greenhouse to water because you know that you have a plant sale later the day. It's traveling tons of miles for SAE visits, for conventions, for field trips, and everything else under the sun. Though working in ag is difficult, I remind myself often why I do what I do. They say that if you love your job, you never work a day in your life. For me, the past 2 years hasn't really felt like work. My advice for anyone who thinks about pursuing a career in ag education is to listen to your heart. If your heart tells you to teach, then teach. So why am I here? Why do I teach ag? I'm an ag teacher for a number of reasons. First and foremost, literacy and education in ag is something so important. With more than 9.8 billion people expected to walk the face of the earth by 2050, it is so important to educate our students so that they know where they are able to get a good and sustainable food supply. It's also disheartening as a teacher to have a high school student come in and tell me that their food comes from the grocery store, as if Walmart just magically produces all the food and throws it on the shelf. And, brown cows give us chocolate milk. I'm still trying to find the pink ones that give us strawberry milk. I teach ag to educate, to inspire, and to mold young minds to uphold ag for generations to come. I teach ag to encourage diversity. With a country that is so divided, I want my students to be able to come to school, to feel safe, and to be able to share their views in a safe space, regardless of their background, their interests, or their life choices. I want to be able to foster a safe place for all of my students. I teach ag so that I can foster a learning environment for all students, regardless of race, gender, ethnicity, sexual orientation, or disability. Each student has endless potential. It has become my goal to tap into that. I see potential in each and every one of my students. Each one has a gift. I use my classroom as an opportunity to tap into each student so that they're able to shine in their own unique way. Lastly, I teach ag to make an impact. As the first generation removed from production agriculture, it has become my duty to give back to an industry that has done so much for me through ag and FFA. To share my experiences and to encourage students about the endless opportunities that ag has to offer. I leave you with this. If you want to make a difference, to impact another individual's life, to help catapult them to reach their ultimate potential, then I suggest being an ag teacher. So when someone asks you what you do or why you do what you do, take pride in it. Take pride in who you are. Take pride in that you're an ag teacher. Teaching ag is so rewarding. Ag teachers, each and every one of you, are so important to students and families all across this country for generations to come. Thank you.